dual camera setup on the top of the specific device as well, which I'll go ahead and hit on right now. It has a dual 12 megapixel sensor. You have that 12 megapixel wide angle lens, then that 12 megapixel ultra wide, and that 12 megapixel telephoto lens. So no ultra wide sensor here, which may be a big deal to some people. I would definitely tell you I would rather have an ultra wide sensor than a telephoto lens, but I would honestly rather have both, a telephoto and ultra wide sensor. Unfortunately, this phone doesn't have it, but it's still totally okay for the most part. Now with this type of device, you're still maintaining a lot of features that the iPhone 12's already brought. You don't have a LiDAR sensor here, so you can't really get all those AR tools and everything like that, but you still have a lot of capability with this specific camera lens. You have the ability of doing 4K at 60, which that is still really current. No other iPhones can shoot anything higher than 4K at 60. The resolutions and everything may be better, but I will tell you, from what I've seen, I did a bunch of camera comparisons between the XS and all the other phones that came out of that year in 2018, but I've also been, comparing it side by side to the iPhone SE2 and every single iPhone 12 that's been, coming out, and I haven't really seen too many crazy differences. Yes, obviously the iPhone 12s are much better, but the XS is still extremely fine for the most part. I didn't really find anything super detrimental on the iPhone XS that I couldn't believe we didn't have it. Maybe something with the front camera, but I think the back camera of the iPhone XS is still completely relevant. It doesn't seem crazy old. And if you wanted to use this iPhone XS as some type of YouTube video filming type of machine or something, I would say go for it. I don't think it's that outdated at all. I think even a phone like an iPhone 6s is still more than capable enough of doing this. And with an iPhone XS, you're going to have the capability here too. Now the front camera with its 7 megapixel sensor, you can only do 1080p at 60 frames per second, which even that is actually pretty good. I've been looking at a lot of other phones that came out in 2018, and none of them can do anything higher than 1080p at 30. So except for the Galaxy S9 that can do 1440p, but having the 1080p at 60 I think is really, really cool. But since then we have gotten the 4K at 60, and now with the iPhone 12s we still have 4K at 60 on the front. So it would have been nice had this phone had that capability, but again, it is what it is. There's really nothing we can really do about it, but the quality is still pretty good, and I think 1080p at 60 is also pretty decent as well. So in terms of the camera setup, I say it's still good. I think it still gets a thumbs up from me. Definitely not perfect, but I think it's perfectly fine for a lot of people out there. So in terms of the camera, that pretty much covers it up. Now,